I think that secularism has kind of set itself up as this kind of impenetrable wall of reason that, atheists and whatnot, they'll stand and kind of look down their noses at Christians. And how do we as people of faith, do you think, combat this? What does that look like in today's age? Dr. Chris Palmer. He's a really smart guy. And he's going to say a lot of really smart things. And you may hear him and go, but I'm here to explain to you what he's talking about so you can get the most out of this conversation. Let's check this out.
Yeah, so I always talk to students about this. I'm teaching a class right now called Digital Technology and Nihilism, and this is a question that keeps coming up: is what do we do about those that are secular and non-believers, or even more agnostic? I think a lot of the atheism. Justin Brierley has a lot of good work on this, but he talks about how just staunch militant atheism is kind of cringe at this point. I was with a philosopher who is graduating with his PhD from Boston College. And he brought up a really good point. He said that, hanging out with friends all over Cambridge, up there in Massachusetts, people from MIT, Harvard, and those people he goes to the beach with, out of all those friends, only one of them is actually really a militant atheism. They all are, seeking some sort of spirituality, alternative fringe spirituality, but everything they do kind of points to something beyond just "there's no God, deal with it" type stuff. And I think that we've kind of been around that sun before, and it's left people feeling quite hopeless. And when we had the new atheists, the Four Horsemen as they call them, Hitchens and Dawkins and Daniel Dennett and Sam Harris, I think they were very good rhetoricians. I mean, they're very compelling to listen to. I enjoy listening to Christopher Hitchens because he's so snarky and smart, but I don't agree with him on things. And David Bentley Hart's pointed out that they make poor historians. So they're basically constructing a narrative around Christianity that isn't so, and they kind of toss that out.
Dr. Palmer is pretty much saying that atheism is pretty played out. We've all been around this whole thing of there is no God, just deal with it. And all these people, Christopher Hitchens and Richard Dawkins, they really offer nothing to the world. And when they present Christianity, it's not really the Christianity of historicity, of historical fact, but what they want to present it as to get their point across.
One of the things that one of my friends pointed out to me, and I thought was really good, is that as he's read the philosophers, and he sees them rejecting Christianity, he really doesn't see that they're rejecting Christianity on Christianity's terms. It's kind of they're rejecting Christianity on whatever terms they've constructed about Christianity, the history they've set up about it, the way they look at Christianity, but they're not really rejecting Jesus of Nazareth the way that he's presented in the text, or the way that a great, robust theological construction of Christ would be. So he finds that problematic. So I don't think that it's very helpful apologetically to try to defend Christianity on the way that, or on the terms that, say, an atheist gives it to us. I think it's more about calling into question the way that they're constructing that, the way they're setting that up, and then maybe our best effort moving forward is to really get them to question their own way into that.
He's basically saying, stop getting bullied. Why do they get to set the terms? Why do they get to be the ones who are on the offensive? Why do they get to be the ones who accuse us? Why can't we bring the questions to them? What do you have to offer the world? We have the salvation of mankind, hospitals, art, science, progress. What do you bring?
In their own systems, I don't necessarily think playing the defensive is always helpful. I see a lot of debates that go awry, answers aren't really given, or there's no success in proving God or answering those sort of questions. It may be like David Bentley Hart says, that the atheists are the delusional ones in the way they've set up and constructed God.
Check that out. They might be the delusional ones because they're the ones who have an incorrect perception of who God is. They've created a God that is based off of their own thinking, their own understanding, and not even the God of the text. So instead of being afraid of how they're going to come against you, why don't you go, hey, what do you have to offer? What do you think atheism brings to the world? Hey, I hope you're really enjoying this conversation. If you want to go deeper into this, if you want to hear the rest of the conversation, because we go into some big questions. So go listen to the rest of the conversation, download the 418 app, and grab the premium. It's only $5.99 a month. It's really not that much. It's a coffee a month, y'all. One coffee, tall.
Tall coffee a month. Just go grab that. Thanks for being a part of the 418 fam. We'll talk to you later.
Join the wrestling.